Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. Today I'm going to introduce you the Panov line with the white pieces in order to fight against the Carokann. So let me know how you're finding this small opening prep, and we can just start. If you want to have access to the full line, you can just go check my Lichess account. The link is in the description. You will find the blog and then you can just join the study. And we will just be talking about a couple of lines which are extremely important. So first of all, the line that I want to teach you is a line with c4. What we're doing is that we're just applying a lot of pressure against the d5 square. So black has to play d5, we can just trade everything on d5, and now already there is a huge crossroad. If you go queen takes d5, there is simply knight to c3, which is basically, chasing, which is basically chasing the queen away. The queen has to move, and now we can just play d4, bishop b3, or bishop c4, bishop b3, d4, knight f3. For example, if this, we have bishop b5, which wins. And now basically we have a very simple development which looks extremely similar to many other plans we usually have in those Carokann structures. So black has to play something like knight to f6 if black wants to capture the pawn back, but then we can just go knight to c3. Of course, knight d5 is the best move, and now already we have a second crossroads. So if we go bishop c4, which is the line that I'm mainly talking about in the study, you can see a lot of very interesting lines. You will really learn a lot of things from this line. It's a really good repertoire from 0 to really 1900. But Pavel Tregubov, a Russian grandmaster, played against me bishop b5 check, which is a move I know, but somehow I still messed up against him. So here black has to go knight c6, queen a4, and we are already applying a lot of pressure. And here already there are plenty of ways for players to blunder in blitz. Many players would just go queen c7 and blunder the knight. Some players would actually go bishop d7 and still blunder the knight. And if they go knight c3, you have bishop c6 check, which is check. So they have to capture back, then queen c6, attacking the rook and the king. They have to block with the bishop, and then you just capture the knight, and you're up a pawn. And being up a pawn is good. So they have to go after queen a4. I'm sorry, bishop b5, exactly, knight c6, exactly. They have to go queen d6, but now you can just go knight d3, knight e4, castles, and then d4, rook e1, bishop g5, and basically the games will look like that. You can go check the analysis, once again, but this is just a very hard position to play. Usually, white goes bishop g5 followed by knight f6. Very often we win the queen with the white pieces, and then we get a very decent position, but if you're prepared and your opponents aren't, you're going to win a lot of games. So this is what I had to say about this. And you can just go check the study. There's also the full game, my mistake with knight b6. I also explained how dumb I was that I calculated the correct line, but I didn't play the correct line, so it's okay. Yeah. Anyway, bishop c4, knight b6, bishop b3, and this is basically the main line which results into some decent position. E6 is a mistake, of course, but many players play e6. Here the best move is bishop to f5, and after pawn d4, e6, we just get a very usual position where white manages to trade off the d pawn for the e pawn. The position is equal, but white is slightly better because we're just better developed. We have, this pressure along the c file. At some point we can go rook to e1, and this is really for players that want to improve. You get to know more positions with more tactics. I'm sorry, with less tactics, but more long-term pressure. So if you're really aiming for some long-term progress and eventually never stagnating when it comes to your rating points, when it comes to your overall level, this is a pretty good opening choice, to be fairly honest with you. This is the right opening if you want to beat some players that are higher rated than you, and this is also great if you want to squeeze an advantage against equally good players, and of course if you want to smash your opponents that are a lot weaker than you. Yeah, so in the game, basically what I put it down was bishop e7, and usually we get positions like that. We just go knight f6 and we end up winning stuff. I put a lot of lines in there. So I will sadly have to go now because I realized that I have a lesson in 4 minutes. But still, go check the study. Go do absolutely everything. Let me know how it goes. If you need any more lines, just send me a message on Lichess. See you in the future. Take care.